What's up, internet? Welcome back. This is Linter22. So it looks like Intellivision is back with this thing called Amico, and it's actually starting to look legit. Although, you know what? From the very beginning, it's looked legit. In fact, in Gamescom, they even showed off a trailer that showed off some actual gameplay and some games, and they have some information for us. So before we discuss it, let me just remind you guys that this is a forum discussion video, so go ahead and leave your comments on the topic down below, and we will go ahead and discuss it. And remember to subscribe for more content. So now that we got more information on the Intellivision Amico, it's starting to look kind of promising. It stated that the games would be no more than, I believe it was $10, but it might be $8. It's designed to be a family machine. Basically, it's going to be a Wii of this era, or at least they hoped it to be, and it's going to be out in 2020 in the holiday season. Now, I don't want to just start comparing it to the Atari VCS, but, you know, I'm going to have to because, let's be real, that's the opposite side of being a legit new console. Now, I don't want to 100% throw down on the VCS, but, you know, they've had their chance to show games. They may not be ready to show games just at this moment, but why is this console ready to show games? Now, I don't want to make it sound like Amico has the craziest games to show right now, but I will say that the games actually look appealing, and it looks like they already know who their market is. For one, it's going to be families, and two, it's going to be people who love those retro games that want an update to those retro games that are exclusive to this console. And I've watched through the trailer, and I watched many of these games, and I'm like, oh yeah, those are like there's Missile, I believe it's called Missile Command, where you shoot up at the rockets or stuff like that, and you can tell there's an updated version of that. And there's an updated version of many of the other classic retro games from the 80s. I think that's awesome, honestly, like that alone. And I would like to play this console just to play those games. And I think those games were definitely tailored for the retro gamer. And a lot of the retro gamers are, believe it or not, fathers or mothers. So they have kids. And that's kind of why they're tying this console as a family console, because they know that they can get those people to buy it, and then those people will be able to purchase a game within their ecosystem, which are all affordable video games, so it's not really going to compete with the Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo lines. And so now they get to sell all these like family-esque games. I wonder if they're going to have any online components or anything like that, but I feel like that's not really the big thing about that. That's not the big draw. That's not what they want people to worry about. Instead, they want people to know, like, hey, the games are here. All these awesome games are here. All these retro games that have a modern flair to it are here. So enjoy. And I think that's a good idea. I think this is the way that VCS should have really have thought themselves out. But of course, VCS wanted to try to compete with Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, and at the same time not compete with them and compete with the Raspberry Pi. But you know, that's just a mess. This Intellivision thing is going to carve out its own niche, and I think what they're doing is a smart thing. And then they even have an exclusive for Earthward Jim. I would have never guessed it. That was a shock to me. I already knew about that, but I mean, this trailer didn't really show anything about Earthward Jim. But yeah, that's a pretty cool pickup. The controllers look kind of weird, and I think that is intentional. I mean, obviously they're like modern with screens, but they kind of look retro, like the controllers that you'd find on a classic Intellivision, which is it's cool. I'm not gonna say that it looks 100% comfortable and I would want to play games on it, but you know what? If it's a unique experience and they know that people are only gonna pull this out for like holiday get-togethers and stuff like that, then you know what? It's fine. It doesn't need like your standard Bluetooth controller with all those buttons and two joysticks that are off center or whatever. I think this is a good way of going. This is a way they can stay unique, be a family console, and then of course they're very affordable games. I think Intellivision has got this. I don't know which company is currently running Intellivision, but they currently are running things correctly, and I think VCS should totally, or the Atari company should totally look at this and go, oh, that's where we messed up. Because like seriously Atari, Seriously, you should have been working towards carving out your niche instead of trying to be a blanket for everything, because there's too many companies trying to be the blanket for everything. Sometimes all you can be is a niche, and I think Intellivision realized that, and I don't think Atari has realized that. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this Intellivision thing is going to be able to carve out its own niche and be something bigger? Or do you guys think that while it is cool, it is still not enough for enough people to pay for this? Or do you think that this is complete garbage? Please let me know down below so we can go ahead and start discussing this. And remember to subscribe, and I'll be back with more content.